We're at the preserve. We're about nature. So we don't think of rain as a problem or a potential problem. We celebrate it.
The Madrona Marsh Preserve is waiting on El Niño with open arms, where rainwater is essential for the healthy habitat to flourish.
The drought has been expensive on wildlife, on agriculture, on homes, on gardens, on everything. It's been a very expensive and it's been a pretty hard thing to deal with.
Manager Tracy Drake has been preparing the Maple Sepulveda sump for the downpour expected to come its way. Storm drains have been cleared, any trash or debris have been removed, but also the maintenance of these tules. They can grow really thick, so they've been trimmed. Any dead tules have been removed to keep these in small patches to increase capacity.
We prepare for water every single year, but we have to realize that we're going to get different amounts of rain. All of the water that we can, we move up to the preserve, okay? We don't artificially fill it with hose water or anything like that, or portable water.
The sump is the main water basin at the preserve. It is 80 feet deep, and its central source of water is rain.
It's really hard to receive large rain events at one time, especially when you have soil that doesn't have a lot of water already in the soil. The top will get saturated and it'll slide off. So you'll end up with these landslides.
And although the sump can hold a lot of water, the risk of overflow and flooding is very possible.
Up there on the hill, you see a pump house. That pump house houses the electricity part of the system. There's a second story that's under the ground. There's pipes, and I think there are 5, it's either 75 or 100 horsepower pumps that can pull water out of this sump in 24 hours. We can empty it.
The pumps are digitally monitored back at the city yards and kick on when the water gets to a certain level. And at least once a year, they are turned on just to make sure they're working properly.
If you left your car in the garage for weeks and weeks, it wouldn't work, so we have to turn them on every once in a while.
After the pumps are ready to go, the next step is to monitor the storm in order to plan accordingly.
Let's say you're going to have 3 days of rain, and then you have a 24-hour respite, and you're going to have another 3 days of rain. That gives us the opportunity to reduce the water level, increase the carrying capacity of the sump again, and move that water out to the ocean.
Until then, the Madrona Marsh team is not wasting any time to get the preserve ready for what some say will be the biggest El Niño storm in more than 15 years.
I hope it comes, and I hope that the rain stays far enough north to build up our snowpack and to refill all of the tragic loss of and devastation of water in Northern California. Those conditions are terrible, and if we don't receive water in those basins during this season, a lot of water in those basins, then we're going to be in worse drought conditions than we are now.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.